D Brown, how you doing? Hey, everybody. How's everybody doing today? Welcome to Wealthy Wednesdays. Every Wednesday we do Wealthy Wednesdays. It's our free question and answer, right? Free question and answers. Anything you want to talk about money is on the table, right? So again, I'm Kamari Ellis, the Finance Rebel. Again, this is the Finance Rebel Show. Every Wednesday we do it. We go live and we answer your money questions here live. We broadcast live on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram all at the same time. So I take all questions. There's no dumb questions. All questions are great questions. The whole point of the Finance Rebel Show is to help folks make money simple, easy, and plain so they can get to the land of financial freedom a lot faster. All right. So just saying hello to some people. Kim Carr, 1998. How you doing? Happy Wednesday. Anybody have any questions? Go ahead and throw them in the chat. And do me a favor. Share this out with somebody who's looking to learn more about finance, who's looking to learn more about money, who's looking to learn more about taxes, to try to better understand their situation in life. Because as I always say, the better you understand money, the more opportunities you have to make money. All right. Again, the better you understand money, the more opportunities you have to make money. It's just that simple, folks. Just that simple. All right. Well, as everybody's starting to file in, come in, make sure you announce yourself. Let me know you're here. Say your hellos. And we'll get this party started. While we're waiting on everybody to come in, let's just go ahead and talk about the thing I talked about yesterday. Excuse me. The guy in the White House has derailed the stimulus program. Now, I still think a lot of people are confused by this. A lot of people actually think he's right. All right. He's not right because his intentions are not to help people. His intentions are to create havoc. His intentions are to make problems. His intentions are to kind of go out with a bang. He don't care about the United States citizens getting an extra $2,000. If he really did, he would have included it when the Democrats originally suggested it back in the spring. But he doesn't care, folks. And so a lot of people, and I didn't get a chance to really talk about this in depth. A lot of people think that, and again, it's my bad, I didn't talk about this, but a lot of people think a lot of this pork barrel spending from that's going overseas is actually part of the stimulus. Now, technically it is, but here's the thing. There are two bills being combined. So there's the annual budget bill that's being combined into the stimulus bill, and they're trying to pass it all at the same time. And so all the overseas stuff, like all the stuff they always do, all the stuff he signed into legislation before is kind of standard. Now, I don't agree with it, right? Let's be clear. I don't agree with it. I don't mind. I don't have a problem with foreign policy and giving money to those who are in need. For example, if the U.S. actually invested more in Central America, like actual resources, we wouldn't be having this immigration problem that's costing us way more. But you need people that are visionary that can actually think past their nose in order to really get something like that together. All right. But here's what I find intriguing. And again, I'm just talking as we're all waiting for everybody to come in and put their questions in the box. What I find intriguing is that some people actually really think this guy is genuine. At what point did this guy all of a sudden become genuine? When he lied about paying the porno star? When he said he didn't do it, but he actually did? When he said he's going to grab him by the PUSSY? When he's been documented to tell over 20,000 lies by the press, by an objective third party? Like, so at what point did this guy become trustworthy? Oh, I get it. That time he spent all this money to run billboards and ad for the Central Park Five and said they should get the death penalty. Oh, yeah. Oh, or what about that time where him and his father would discriminate against black people trying to rent in his building? Oh, that time. Like, so when did this guy all of a sudden become trustworthy? I don't get it. Again, people are saying that he's right. Okay. He's not right. He's manipulating. There's a difference. There's a total difference. All this stuff that he's been doing before, that he signed into bills before, if you go back and you do a quick search on how much money that the United States give to Egypt or Burma or Vietnam or for the koi fish, I'm sure this isn't the first time. I would almost bet. Anybody want to take that bet? I'm really interested to see. Does anybody want to take that bet? All right. But yet and still, he's putting millions of people's lives in danger again. Oh, he's done that before too, right? I guess with the whole ignoring of COVID. That's killed a whole lot of people. I mean, we just saw today that Ecstasy from Houdini. Y'all know I'm a big hip hop head, big Houdini fan. I think Houdini is so underrated in the whole hip hop canon. But he died today, supposedly from COVID. Right? So when did this guy become like real? My man Curtis Keys is on. So Curtis Keys, I have a question for you. Somebody on my personal post today said to me, you know what? I'm going to read this. This should be entertaining. Let me find this. Give me one question. But this person said that I must have never served this country because I called the present person in the White House a criminal. Oh, so yesterday he announced that he's pardoning about 20 people, one of them being a murderer, all of them being documented to pleading, or just about all of them being documented to be either pleading guilty or being found guilty of lying about their collusion with Russian government, Russian intelligence. All right, but like we got to be able to start wading through these things, like understanding these things. It's no longer cool for us to just say, oh, they're just politicians. It's acceptable. It's not. And the reason that it's not is because it affects all our money. I keep telling people politics affects your money. It's not just about the big folks. It's not just about the rich and the 1%. It affects everybody's money. Like right now, we're seeing this, right? So let's go into this bill a little bit deeper. If this guy doesn't sign this bill in the next 10 years, the government funding will run out. That's number one. Number two, you have over 12 million people on unemployment that will stop getting unemployment. All right. And then they won't get it until next year. But that's after the 28th. The government runs out of funding on the 28th. I don't get it. All right. So I want to share this post because I guess this guy, he's one of my Facebook followers, or I shouldn't say Facebook friends. I'm not sure I actually know him though in real life. But again, I'm really like, I don't want to say perplexed, but if y'all know, I come where I'm pretty well researched, right? And I don't say that to toot my horn. I say that to say because I feel that it's important to bring facts, not lies, not opinions, but facts. And listen, I can be wrong, right? And that's okay. But as long as the facts prove me wrong, not what somebody dreamt up and just made up prove me wrong, then yeah, I have a problem with that. But all right, so this is on my Facebook page. Let me see if I can blow it up some more. It's kind of small. So I don't know if everybody can see that. Let's see. All right, so I'll just read it. So they said, I have to wonder, Kamari Ellis, have you ever served your country or even understand what the fuck is going on these higher operation Democrats? You're calling a first-time president a criminal that was already a millionaire before coming into office. When these career politician Dems been breaking the laws and violating us for the past 40 years. Dems got Philly fucked up. These are his words, y'all. Judges, prosecutors, etc. all been Democrats, locking us up, supporting new developments that we don't profit from. The sad part is being supported by Black Dems. All right. So what do y'all think about that? Y'all tell me what y'all think about that. Hey, Taxi Tammy, thanks for joining us. All right. So I'm having a little issue with my IG feed here. Diamond Noob, how you doing? Dame Sig, how you doing? McDaniel Keaton, how you doing? Okay, so Tax T Tammy says he's just paranoid. I read that wrong. He just pardoned Ivanka Trump's father-in-law. I'm not shocked at all. All right, so that's what was said to me on my post when I shared the president's video the other day. Tell you my title or my caption. All right, talk about pork belly, right? Because there's a lot of pork in this bill. However, this is typical manipulator tactics, but there's a lot of fat in this bill. That's all I said. And, you know, I said some other things in the comments, and I said he's, you know, a liar. Oh, so he replied. So I don't have time to reply back to him, y'all. Young Investors 25, how you doing? 25, how you doing? All right, so I'm going to read to you my response, but I'm not going to belabor this too long. And I can't find my response now. Oh, here it is. So I put, serve my country, facepalm. Number one, you do not realize most vets, especially the black vets, don't fuck with dude. So Kurt, I know you're a black vet. I'm interested to know, do you know any people that I agree, Kurt, but do you know any vets that actually like this guy? I mean, there's a whole thing and I know some vets mess with him, but most of the black ones don't. So number two, I said his daddy made him a millionaire. He's a trust fund baby, an illegal trust fund baby, right? Because his dad is known and documented for transferring money into nonprofits illegally, which is illegally, just to save money on taxes, to transfer to his children. And I said, oh yeah, his dad was criminal too. He gets it honestly. Now, how do you defend freeing criminals who confess to their crimes? Dems don't have Philly fucked up. You were repeating a Republican soundbite. Republicans say that all the time. All right, they like to say every poor black city is the fault of Democrats. Not about population shift, not about the demographic shifts, but just the shifts or just the results of bad Democrats. All right. So Dems don't have Philly fucked up. You're repeating Republican sound bites. You need to do more research and stop repeating those black Republicans who are only here for a check, who started the war on black people. Right. So I always ask black folks who love the Republican Party who started the war on black folks, because a lot of people don't realize that Republicans actually started the war on black people. They started the war on drugs. Was it followed through and actually helped by Democrats? Absolutely. But if we're going to talk about facts, let's talk about all the facts. And let's not talk about feelings. All right, so here's the thing. Neither party cares about black folks, right? So I've said that. I've been said it. And there's other nuance and structural things that go into this, but just a real quick and dirty, since we're just talking. I don't get this rationale. It really perplexes me. So, again, I don't get it. Now, Kurt said you don't have to serve the country in that manner. You serve your community, and you're a father and husband. And I pay taxes, right? Right, Kurt? I pay taxes. So, I don't get it. Oh, by the way, Don Johnson's on. Thank you for joining us today, Don. Angela's on, Miss Edith's on, and Tiffany's on. Don, you're a vet, or you might be active. Well, you know what, Don, I'm not going to ask you that because I believe you are active and I don't want to put you on the spot. So just cancel that. But I have a feeling that you don't rock with dude with the orange hair that much either. So I don't get this lackadaisical approach to research. I don't get this lackadaisical approach to thinking. I feel that most people don't really think and read or do any type of research at all. But that's it for my rant about stimulus, right? To put a period on it. If they don't pass this bill, there's going to be a lot of people that's messed up in the game. They don't have money. It's sad that it took this long to get it. When the orange-haired Hitler impersonator gets on stage and says that this is the fault of the Democrats, he's wrong and he's lying. I mean, at best, it's a 50-50 share of it, but the Dems proposed $2,000 stimulus back in the spring. Republicans didn't want it. Republicans also didn't want funding for state and local municipalities, right? That's not in this bill right now. So again, I don't even see how people could defend that. But they say sometimes we focus on the negative, and I need to stop focusing on the negative. All right, so who has questions? Who has questions tonight? I'm here to answer all money questions, investments, tax, whatever you got, throw it at me and let's get busy. All right. So happy holidays to you too, Angela. Happy holidays to everybody too. Doug Lamb, how you doing? Happy Wednesday. Welcome. But I will say this, it really makes me sad that people don't have money because of this unforeseen incident, and the government could have done way more to do what they're doing. They could have did more. They could have done a lot more, and people are hurting as a result of that, and that's just bad. All right, so Ms. Edith says, good evening, Kamari. I'm in mourning. Ecstasy from Houdini died. I'm saddened by his passing. I enjoyed his music as a teenager and adult. Yeah, I'm actually very saddened by it as well. Houdini, I don't know if you were on there, Ms. Edith, but Houdini was definitely, in my opinion, an underrated group. And them and Run DMC. Run DMC obviously gets the lead share, and I love Run DMC. Run DMC is, they made the song that I fell in love with hip hop with originally, which is Rockbox. But they had the same producer. Larry Smith was the producer for Houdini, and they were the producer for Run DMC for the most part, for a large part of their early career. So, it's sad. It's really sad. All right, Tiffany says, good evening. Don says, true. Not sure what he's saying true about, though. All right, so who has questions? Now, if y'all want to talk to me tonight, I can just get off and go eat my vittles. I'm sure y'all don't want to hear me rant about the lack of humanity in the political process in this country. Y'all don't really want to hear me talk about that, right? I'm not the political guy. I don't know. I've just been treasurer for a couple elected officials. I got a little bit of experience, but who knows? All right, so Rockbox. That is it right there. All right, so does anybody have any questions? Stock market questions, tax questions? Again, I was prepared yesterday to do this whole deep dive into the new stimulus bill, but it's off the table now. So like I told y'all last night, I usually don't do deep dives until it's signed off. And I made a mistake going against my intuition. But it happens. I had good intentions. Oh man, the rhymes I say sharp as a nail. Witty as could be and not for sale. Always funky fresh. Could never be stale. Took a test to become an MC and didn't fail. Right? Rockbox. That was Run's line right there. I also think DMC is very underrated as well. But again, y'all didn't get on here to hear me talk about politics nor hip hop. So what questions do y'all have? Go ahead and throw a question in the chat or in the question mark box on IG. What y'all got? Anybody have anything? Going once? Going twice? So if not, then I'll talk about what I want to talk about. There's a lot of things going on right now outside of just good old nonsense. But I'll say this: I hope the American people will really wake up and really start taking politics more serious, holding folks accountable. In large part so our children and our seniors and even us don't have to go through this nonsense. It's not fair. It's not right. I don't get it. People shouldn't have to worry. Not about things like this. They shouldn't have to worry at all. So, Circuitry Media Network, how we doing? Welcome. I just went on a little mini rant talking about politics and the lack of accountability to the people. But there's a double side of the coin. The people also are not doing the work to make the politicians be accountable as well. It goes both ways. Okay, what about Apple creating a car? You know what? I started to talk about that. Tesla's going to be in trouble. That's what I have to say about that. Tesla's going to be in trouble because I believe Apple has a far superior management team and they deal with logistics a lot better than Tesla. So that's what I think. So if Tesla doesn't get their act together now, now, I think Apple will be the leader in that, if not one of the major car manufacturers. So that's going to be interesting. Now, also, I wouldn't be surprised if Apple actually partners with a major car manufacturer at some point. What do y'all think about Apple getting into the car business? Good move, bad move? So Apple's here. Let me pull up an article on this. So let me pull this up on the screen real quick. Tiffany says, speak my mind. Yeah, I don't want to hear me speak my mind. I be cussing everybody out. Everybody. Nobody will be safe. A lot of these folks lack backbone. And listen, it's a very, going talking about politics. It's really hard to be an elected official. I'll say that. It's really hard to be an elected official with good intentions in a corrupt system. I'll say that as well. Most politicians go into office to do good. Many people believe that politicians are just wacky, self-glorifying people. They do all have a sense of wanting to be in the spotlight. Some would say a sense of narcissism, and I use that term lightly because I don't think all politicians are narcissists, but they're a little bit different. They're a little bit different, and you have to be different to get into that spot. So that's no diss to them. There have been some good politicians in the past. Maynard Jackson was an excellent politician. Andrew Young, Marion Barry, again, a lot of good folks. A lot of good folks. All right, so Ms. Edith says they said Apple called Tesla to work together, and Tesla didn't answer the phone call. I believe that. I believe that. That's why I said I wouldn't be surprised if Apple partners with another company. Come on, Tiffany. We got to get you on Team Apple. Some way, somehow. We might have to raise some money to get you an iPad or something. It's a better product. Good move? Yeah, I think it's a good move. I think it's a good move. Apple has plenty of cash. I mean, Apple brings in over $1 billion a month in free and clear cash flow. And what I mean by free and clear cash flow is like all the bills are paid, all the lights are paid, all the employees are paid, everybody's cool. And they just have $1 billion going into the bank. They chilling. All right, so Ms. Edith says, good move. Apple is a giant in tech. Why not create a car? Sounds good to me. We live like the Jetsons soon. Yeah, we live like the Jetsons soon. Excuse me. I mean, they already have levitating trains. They have a lot of them in Germany. In Germany, they have a lot of levitating trains in Germany using electromagnetic power. So it's not that far off, folks. It's not that far off. I mean, it's really funny and ironic just how many of the old movies from Star Trek, Star Wars, ring true today. All right, so I'm pulling up the article on CNBC. All right, y'all all should have Yahoo Finance on your phones, and y'all all should have CNBC on your phones. Great sources of information. And if Bloomberg as well, but Bloomberg is a little bit more nerdy. All right, so it says Apple could be looking to take on Tesla with its own electric car. All right, so just reading here, Apple is moving forward with a self-driving car technology. Not necessarily self-driving car. Self-driving car technology. You got to be careful with how you read things. It is targeting 2024 to produce a passenger vehicle that could include its own breakthrough battery technology. People familiar with that matter told Reuters. The iPhone maker's automotive efforts, known as Project Titan, have proceeded unevenly since 2014, when it first started to design its own vehicle from scratch. At one point, Apple drew back the effort to focus on software and reassess its goals. Doug Field, an Apple veteran who has worked at Tesla, so y'all seeing they still need each other's people, returned to oversee the project in 2018 and laid off 190 people from the team in 2009. Thank you. How you doing? Good. My daughter's delivering food to me, y'all. Are you getting on camera with me? They want to see you. You're a superstar.
They can't see me.
They can see you. So you want to talk about money?
Taxes.
My daughter thinks I only do taxes, y'all.
Taxes.
I don't know why. I don't know why. She only thinks I talk about taxes. It's funny. So yeah, I think Apple will definitely be in the game. They have the cash to do it. Real quick, I want somebody in the audience to tell me this real quick. What do y'all think I should be looking at when looking up to see if Apple is actually able to take on this opportunity? What do you think the first thing I should be looking at? Now, while y'all thinking about that, because I want to see in the chat or the comments, I want to say hello to everybody. Hearts to hearts, how are you? I'm Mid-Atlantic. What's up, Mid-Atlantic? T-Money Real Estate Investor, how you doing? Sanaku One, I hope I'm saying your name right. Kay Landers, what's up? Richard, what's up, man? How you doing? My daughter used to be nice to me, y'all. Now she's a teenager. She thinks she knows everything and just looks at me when I say stuff like, you so dumb. To be a teenager is a great thing. Yes, Kurt. That's what Apple's saying. Standalone car or standalone technology. Self-driving. All right, so Tiffany says they need to stick to handheld tech. Sometimes a crossover ain't the best move. Good point. Good point. I think Apple's special in that regard, though. They've been able to innovate. Continuously. So they have a special breed of people in there. All right, so Ms. Edith says, good move. Apple's a giant tech. Why not? Oh, I read that already. Sorry, y'all. Angela, blasphemy. Blasphemy. How are you an Android? This is Team Apple. I might have to charge you to get in next time. Don says, no, stay out of the ecosystem. Iman Dean, how you doing? I hope I'm saying your name right. So everybody's saying hi, daughter. All right, so Ms. Edith says assets because you said they have zero debt. Okay. Don Johnson got it. He got it. I would say cash on hand. What kind of cash they got? What their stacks look like? How much paper they got? Size Sexy 47. Kurt Key says, I think they can do it. Can't be like pond water in business. Yeah. Pond water goes stale and because it becomes a haven for mosquitoes and disease. All right, so let's look at Apple's cash. Anybody want to guess how much cash Apple has? How much cash does Apple have? Anybody have a guess? So I'm going to finance.yahoo.com. I almost go to the same place every time. Right? Y'all should notice that. Y'all should be able to tell me my playbook. Again, I'm not here to give out tips. I'm here to help y'all to develop the process to create your own tips, find your own tips. All right. So I have Apple up on the screen now. Ticker symbol AAPL. Ticker symbol again, AAPL. And let's scroll down just a bit. Let me make this a little bit bigger and take Don off the screen. And let's see if I can blow this up just a bit, just a tad, so y'all can see it better. I don't know if y'all like me. I need glasses. I've had glasses, but I keep losing them. So I need actually, I've been needing to try to get to the eye doctor here, Eye Innovations, Dr. Archima Majors, who was here in Philadelphia and Drexel Hill. All right, so Apple market cap 2.2 trillion. So they're a 2.2 trillion size company. The share price right now is $130.96. They have a dividend that is 0.6% or a little over 0.5%. All right. So for every share that's outstanding and owned right now, they will pay a dividend of 82 cents every time they pay a dividend. Now, so I go to finance.yahoo.com. I look at them. I usually look at the profile, right? Y'all should be noticing a pattern here, right? I kind of do the same thing every time just to get a feel for it, right? So I look at the profile. What does Apple do? Apple Inc. designs, manufactures, and markets smartphones, personal computers, tablets, wearables, and accessories worldwide. It also sells various related services. The company offers an iPhone, a line of smartphones, Mac, a line of personal computers, iPad, a line of multi-purpose tablets, and wearables, home and accessories comprising of AirPods, Apple TV, Apple Watch, Beats products, HomePod, iPod Touch, and other Apple branded, right? So right now, services is one of the things that's really giving Apple a lot of juice in terms of its profits. All right, so now we have a bit of an idea what the company does, and now we can look at the financials. All right, so last year, Apple during Apple's last annual filing, they made $247 billion in 1 year. Excuse me, $274 billion in 1 year. 274. That's pretty astonishing. Let's look at their net income. Net income is $57 billion. That's pretty sexy. That's pretty sexy. Shot by CEO XL. How you doing? Welcome. All right. Sudoku One says 500 billion. So she says Apple has 500 billion in the bank. Let's look at that. So you would find the answer to that question on their balance sheet. So I was just looking at the income statement. That'll tell you what kind of revenue they produce. It'll tell you how healthy the company is in terms of the business it is, right? How well they're doing, how well they're marketing their products, how well they're managing themselves. Now I'm looking at the balance sheet. Now the balance sheet kind of tells you the overall health, right? So I'm trying to think of a good analogy here. The balance sheet tells you about the health of the overall company. The income statement and the cash flow statement. By the way, the cash flow statement is my favorite statement to look at and review for any company when we're talking about stock market. But the balance sheet tells you about the health of the company, right? Again, the income statement tells you about the health of the business that's run by the company. The balance sheet tells you about the health of the company, right? You could have runners who are overweight, have high blood pressure, but they can still run a 5-minute mile. It's not that often, but it does happen, right? But they can run a 5-minute mile. However, again, they suffer from high cholesterol, they suffer from high blood pressure, and they have diabetes. So you're seeing a person that could have great performance, but their overall temple, their house, their body isn't in the best shape, right? So just kind of think about it like that. So as of 9/30/2020, so September 30th, 2020, Apple has a whopping $90 billion in the bank. 90 billion, y'all. I wonder how much Tesla has in the bank. Now I got to look at that. And the thing is, when you start to do research on companies and understanding companies, let your imagination run wild. Let those questions run wild. I'm sitting here and I'm looking at this, right? Just wonder, how much money does Tesla have? That's okay. That's okay. So Tesla has as of year end close 12/31/2019, they had roughly $6 billion in the bank. And Tesla is barely profitable. So Tesla could be in trouble just on the cash alone. So then you have to ask yourself, will Apple be able to recruit more talent? Will Apple be able to get a distribution network out there to sell their cars or whatever they have, right? Whatever way they do it. And then ask yourself again, will they be able to manage the growth of all that? So, just something to think about, y'all. Just something to think about. There's always an opportunity to be evaluated. All right. So let's get into these comments. Let's see what folks have to say. If you have any questions, feel free to throw them in the chat, and I'll be more than happy to answer them. Team Android is giving each other love in the comments. I'm gonna just start calling y'all Team Android. Get some contacts. Oh, so now you mad because I'm busting on your Android, so you throwing shots at me, Tiffany. I see how this works. Listen, I would have it any other way. I'm here for it. But don't get mad when I start throwing shots back at you, though. Yeah, salute to Vanessa Braxton. Shout out to Vanessa Braxton. Has anybody watched or listened to the podcast with Vanessa Braxton when I interviewed her? We had a wonderful conversation. Let me see. We had a wonderful conversation about business, about her journey, about what her plans are next. And you all should listen to it if you've not listened to it. By the way, y'all, here's some good news. I have reached 3,000 downloads on my podcast. Well, over 3,000 downloads on my podcast. So I had to do a better job of promoting the podcast so people can get their hands on it and listen to it and have more downloads. I think I got some good stuff down there. Have any of y'all listened to it? Have any of y'all listened to it? All right, so Sexy Size 47 is Ebony Mag still under Johnson & Johnson? Well, Ebony Mag was never under Johnson & Johnson, right? We got to be careful. Words matter. So Johnson & Johnson is the pharmaceutical company. Ebony and Jet were created by John Johnson. And John Johnson, I'm trying to think of the name of his publication. All right, but I'm gonna come back to that question. Size Sexy 47. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna come right back to that. Give me 1 second. Oh, it's not showing it to me. I wanted to show you guys the episode with Vanessa. So give me one. Here we go. I found it. Everyone. I found it. I am successful. All right, so take a look at this. So if you haven't listened to the interview that I've had with Vanessa Braxton, all right, it is episode 27. Look at the Finance Rebel Show, and you'll be able to take a gander at it. She drops a lot of jewels, y'all. So episode 27. There's 2 episodes I've had with her because we had such a long conversation. I had to break that episode up into. So again, episode 27, manufacturing and the Black community with Vanessa Braxton. She's very, very passionate about getting more manufacturing in the Black community. I think some jobs can come back, but I also feel like most manufacturing jobs are probably gone for a long time. All right, Angela, thank you so much for listening to my podcast. I appreciate you. All right, so anybody wants to listen to it, all you got to do is Google the Finance Rebel Show and Vanessa Braxton. All right, you'll find it. It's episode 27. You'll find me on Stitcher, on iTunes, on Google, on Stitcher, any and everywhere where there's a podcast. I believe I am listed, or I should be listed. Even Podcast Addicts, I'm on there as well. All right. Okay, Miss Edith. Okay, so Miss Edith remembers that Saturday Live with Vanessa Braxton was fire. I think we were here for 3 hours. Gotta catch the podcast. Yeah, we were here for a long time. A long time. Let me come back to this. So, all right, Johnson Publications. So, Size Sexy 47, I believe it was Johnson Publications. That's what Miss Edith has in the chat. But I believe all of their assets have been sold. Sadly, a lot of times when business owners die and when they pass away, either their business isn't strong enough or a lot of times their affairs were not in order to make sure that the legacy of the business continues on. And again, it's a sad thing. It's a sad thing. So since we are talking about John Johnson, I don't know if any of you have ever been on my my YouTube channel. I actually did a review of his book. It's called the Autobiography of John Johnson. It's actually a great book and really inspired me. I mean, just some of the stuff that he had to go through. We complain now about doing business. We complain now about all the obstacles. When you listen to some of these old school stories, like with John Johnson and with A.G. Gaston's and with, y'all should read the book called Black Fortunes. Like, I can't think of everybody in there. But there's a lot of people. There's one gentleman and I want to say, oh man, what's the towns in Tennessee? You got Nashville, and there's another town. But anyway, there's a gentleman there who basically saved the town. I believe his name is Robert Church. And this black man basically saved Robert Reed Church, yes. And he's from Memphis. I don't know why I couldn't think of Memphis, but he basically saved it. So again, these stories, I mean, are jewels. And for me, I kind of feel like I was robbed because like I've always been in love with business, always had a fascination with business, but never got to see anybody like me to do anything. And so, all right, yes. So it was Johnson Publishing Company. And I believe there was a private firm that brought Johnson Publishing Company, right? So Ebony and Jet were sold in July 2019 for $30 million to a group of art and educational foundations to make them available to the public. That's sad, y'all. That's sad. I would love to see them still in circulation now. But all of those folks, I mean, again, great stories. So yes, Johnson Publications. All right, so no, it's not publicly traded. It's not even really here anymore. Size Sexy 47. Can I invest in it now? That is black owned again by the NBA player. Oh, so okay. You know what? I think I missed that. So you're saying Junior Bridgman brought that? I think that's dope. That's the power of black wealth, right? So the power of black wealth helps to preserve our legacies and the hard work that we worked for. I think that's super dope. All right, Danielle Notary, how are you? Welcome. Yes, 90B. Apple has $90 billion in there. So Size Sexy 47 says, I downloaded over 65 on Podcast Addict. Oh, really? You've downloaded over 65 on my episodes. All right. What do you think? You got to give me a review. Yeah, words matter. I mean, they do. I wasn't trying to be a smart ass either. Thank you for that correction. I'm tired. No, it's all love. Netter Gold's in the house. What's up, Netter Gold? What's up, Mike? Has anybody heard the episode that I did with Netter Gold? Michael Nightwing on Netter Gold. Would y'all like to know what episode it is? Well, guess what? I'm going to tell you anyway. So if you're here, you're going to find out. And guess what? I expect all of you to go listen to. That was another great episode. Mike talked about how he loves himself and how he uses his personality to infuse into his marketing. And so again, that was another great episode. And that is episode 64 and 65. Because me and Mike actually had a really long conversation as well. Great convo. Mike is probably one of the most creative people I've ever met in my life. And we still haven't met. in person, just online. So at some point where all this vaccination stuff is done and these germs are put to bed, I want to travel to see Mike down in the DMV somewhere, buy him some lunch or something. Money Talks, thank you. I mean, yeah, they're going, Mike. They are. 65 episodes. Listen, Size Sexy 47, I appreciate that. Okay, Size Sexy 47 says the daughter still owns 20%. That's dope. Right, the guy from the Milwaukee Bucks, right, that's Junior Bridgman. Junior Bridgman owns a whole bunch of franchises, and he's doing really, really well for himself. Miss Ashley Ann, how are you? Happy Wednesday. So listen, everybody, let's reset real quick. Welcome to Wealthy Wednesdays. This is the segment of the Finance Rebel Show where I answer questions live. We just kind of been talking a little bit. I just had a little mini rant about the lack of accountability in politics in this country. And then now we're talking about Apple buying Tesla. And now we're also talking about Junior Bridgman buying Johnson Publications, which I think is super dope. Big Bear 79, how you doing? All right, Heart to Heart, you're in the DMV. All right, I'll come through. McDonald's fries on me. Y'all got to get kids meal though. Y'all ain't gonna be trying to make me broke. I got college. I got kids that's in the college. All's well, Big Bear. Thank you for joining us. Happy Wednesday to you. All right, so who has questions? I'm on here for a little bit longer. I got a bunch of work to get through before I go. I'm giving y'all a little bit of warning now. I might miss an episode or two because I'll be traveling, but we'll see. I plan to be here. At minimum every Wednesday and every Saturday at minimum. That's the plan. But I got to get some rest too. So now I was going to tell y'all what episode Mike was so y'all can see it. All right, so who has questions? Throw your questions in the chat or the little question mark there on IG. Let me know what y'all thinking. Let me know what y'all want to talk about. What do you have questions about? All right, so Michael Nightwing, e-commerce with Michael Nightwing from Netter Gold. All right, there are two parts, episode 64 and episode 65. All right, me and Mike had a great conversation. And you all should go in and listen in so you can get some of these jewels. I think they will help, especially for anybody who's looking to start a business. So y'all know I love to interview people, especially people who are out here trying to make a difference, trying to break generational curses, trying to uplift themselves, but not just themselves, their family and their community. I mean, Mike is actually doing a giveaway, a scholarship, a college scholarship. I think, Mike, what are you giving away? 10,000? I think it was 10,000. All right. And it's also a family-run business. His mom is in the business. His kids are in the business. His wife's in the business. I mean, listen, it's all in the family, and I'm with that. That's one of the best ways to create wealth. When they say blood and money don't mix, that's a lie. Biggie Smalls said that in a rap song. It was pretty funny. It was definitely slick, but it was also misleading to a certain degree. I won't recite the lyric because it's a little graphic. But at the end of the day, if you can make money with your family, especially husband and wives, y'all can do some things. Y'all can do some things. Who better to do business with than your spouse? Who better to know what's going on inside your head than your spouse, man or woman, right? If I had a spouse that wanted to do a business and I could be helpful, I'll be right there. I'll be her cheerleader, right? No ego. What you want, baby? You want coffee? You want cream, sugar, or both? Right? All of the above. So men can be supportive of women and women can definitely be supportive of men. All right. So Size Sexy 47 says, can the tax laws be changed after Biden takes office, but before taxes are due? No. Well, technically, yes, but no. It would almost likely never happen. Why? Because it would take way too much time. It would take way too much time. Why are you hoping? What are you hoping for? I mean, the tax laws I don't like them. They're very lopsided. if we're like strictly talking about the United States budget and balancing the budget, the Republican Congress and the orange haired president didn't care about any of that. So it's very lopsided. Debt free in Memphis. How you doing? I just talked about Memphis. Literally. I was just talking about Robert Church. Size Sexy 47. Trump made it hard for you to get a refund last year when he enhanced the standard deduction. Yeah, but he made it. Who's doing your taxes? I don't think they explained that right to you. So Trump increased the standard deduction, right? Now there are some certain things, right, with property tax. He definitely jacked that up. But for the most part, he did increase standard deduction. So if you're married this year, you'll get, it's either $24,400 or $24,800. If you're single, you'll get $12,400 or $12,800. I always get the numbers mixed up, right? But that's a good thing, because that money right there, fresh off the top, is what keeps you, is what helps to reduce your tax bill. Hi, son.
Yo.
How you doing? I want to get on camera. Your sister just got on camera. She said hello to the people. Are you going to get on camera this week? Now, y'all know he never gets on camera.
Hello, financial rebels. Happy holidays.
You got to get on this camera too for IG too. You got to say hello to the people.
Yo, hello, IG financial rebels. What's going on?
You're just rebels, son. Y'all rebels. Thank you for taking the trash out, son. So, he gave you more. Now, let's see. What else did you say? Trump made it hard for you. I had to pay a lot of tax in 2 different states last year. Well, that's not necessarily Trump. That's the states. I don't know what state you worked in. Tony B Double J, how you doing? SPC 12, how you doing? So I don't know what state you worked in. Sometimes states have what's called reciprocating agreements, where if, let's say, if you work in one state and you pay sales tax in one state, and you live, not sales tax, wage tax, and you have wage tax, and you live in one state, you work in another state. Sometimes they have what's called a reciprocating agreement. So usually you might not run into trouble like that. But what states are we talking about, size Sexy 47? So let's see why she's chiming in. Again, I answer that. I think what Gina Bridgman did with Ebony Mag is dope. That's the whole point of Black wealth, y'all. We don't want to get money, or I don't want us to get money just for the sake of getting money to buy rims and buy jewelry and to buy stupid luxury brands that don't care about our community and won't hire anyone from our community. My point for us to get Black wealth is, it's really hard to push an agenda if you don't have any money, right? If you look at one of the most successful ethnic groups in this country, which are the Jewish community, they have like the smallest population, but they have some of the highest voter turnout, and they have very high per capita. So they make a lot of money per capita, more so than most other groups, right? So they know how to get to the money. And guess what? If somebody talks crazy and reckless about them, they put a statement out about it and they condemn everybody. And then they get TV shows. They get TV shows plugged or killed. They get publications killed. They get, and when I say killed, like canceled, right? The Jews are the original cancel culture. Like, let's not get that confused. They are the original starters and promoters of cancel culture. They canceled a whole lot of stuff. Social media is a little late to the party when it comes to cancel culture. Jews actually have done that to the best. And I'm not mad at them, right? If somebody's talking crazy about the Black community and like continuously does it, I think they should be canceled too. I think a lot of folks should be canceled. But, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. All right, so let's see. Tiffany says, it is about to be tax season. I will wait till February to do mine. People be doing the most in these and these fly by night tax prep people. Yeah, I actually hate all those. I'm an enrolled agent. I started in financial services because of my father, who was an accountant, and the thing I've been doing the longest is taxes. It fits and starts. I didn't always take it serious. All right, so yeah, for all of y'all, I'll say this now. I've said it before. If you're waiting until tax season to do your tax planning, it's too late. You got about 7 days left to do the majority of your tax planning, right? If you're in a business, look at some things that maybe you can prepay. If you are a real estate investor and you have rental properties, think about some things you can prepay. Can you prepay your insurance? Can you buy some of the materials that you needed to do maintenance and improvements, right? In the upcoming year, can you buy them now? Those are all things you can write off on your taxes. And also, especially for my real estate people, make sure you're depreciating your property. I see so many folks not depreciating their property. They're missing out on a great tax write-off. And also, if you were to ever sell that property, the IRS is going to add depreciation back in because that's what the IRS does. And then so they're going to make you have a bill for something that you never got a benefit from. So when people ask me about the whole 750 with the orange head dude, I say depreciation is one of the things that he uses because he has property. And what depreciation is basically, let's say you buy a property today, let's say it's for $100,000. You can't write off that whole $100,000 in your taxes. You have to spread out, right? You get to write it off over 27 and a half years in equal increments. Well, and sometimes a little different, but for this example, it's equal increments. All right. So yeah, Miss Tiffany, start getting y'all receipts together, all y'all stuff together now. All right. So Miss Edith was speaking to my son, our handsome son. Thank you for greeting. Yeah. He used to want to have a YouTube channel. He doesn't want to anymore. So I'm always shocked why he never wants to get on camera. Kai Ant, love you, bro. Love you back, bro. I don't know who you are, but all love is love. One love. Angela says, happy holidays, everyone. Absolutely. Okay, so how do WeFunder investments transition to Wall Street? I invested in Black Momma Tea early. Oh, you did? I wonder where you learned about that at, Marvin. Yeah. How you doing, Marvin? Marv. That's his real name. His name's not Marvin. His name's Marv, y'all. So right now, Vanessa Braxton's company is a public company. And there's an article in one of her groups talking about this new rule that the New York Stock Exchange made a lot easier for smaller companies to do, quote unquote, direct listings, right? And so direct listings are good because direct listings aren't necessarily IPOs. I mean, you kind of IPO, but it's not the same. You're not with the IPO, with your typical IPO, you have investment banks that are getting involved to kind of pump up your stock to sell it to high net worth individuals and other institutions. With a direct listing, you just put it on the exchange and whoever wants to buy it just buys it. So there's no fanfare, or there's not as much fanfare about these public listings. There's not as many marketing and salespeople behind it to make it a big thing. It's just out there. All right. So if Vanessa Braxton chooses to transition from a private company, which she is now, to a public company, your shares in that would then become public. The price could potentially rise, and it could be a great exit opportunity for you if the stock price rises. So we'll see. We shall see. How do you depreciate a property? Let's see. You understand the price. You understand all the costs that go into it, and then you put in the formula, and then you enter it into the proper tax form. And then that's how you depreciate the property. I'm not trying to be funny, but I'm also not trying to put everybody to sleep because that would be really boring. All right. All right. So size sexy 47 says she's in Alabama and Georgia. Okay. So you're in Alabama and Georgia. Yeah. I don't think I have any. No, I do have some clients in Georgia. I don't have any clients in Alabama. So I'm not sure if they have a reciprocating agreement. Basically meaning they'll share tax dollars with wherever the home state is. A regular world, thank you for joining. Welcome. Happy Wednesday. All right, folks. Anybody have any other questions? It is 9:12. So I've been rocking with y'all for about an hour. Y'all done heard me rant about this orange-head Cheeto Hitler impersonator that's in the White House, that's residing in the White House, who's no good for anybody, who's no good for any human being. Hopefully I didn't offend any of you, but if I did, this probably ain't the show for you. I'm not even going to apologize because everything I said was factual. It's documented facts. Now you can decide to believe falsehoods. Like there's people that actually listen to Fox News. I listen to Fox News, right, just to see what racist people say, or allegedly racist people say, I don't want to get sued. Right. So I might listen to it. I might listen to Rush Limbaugh, or any of those. Hey, Angela, how you doing? Welcome. I might listen to Rush Limbaugh or Hannity or some of these other folks just to see how those on that side of the fence do it. And then I listen to CNBC and MSNBC as well. I'm not a Democrat or Republican. I like to do what's best for Black people. Again, I am a product of Malcolm X's Ballot of the Bullet. And I think any allegiance to any party or anything that doesn't show allegiance back to you or your people is crazy. So I always look at folks who are like diehard, loyal partyist fans, fanboys and girls with a little side eye. But I get it. When you start to look at some of the ways when Black people transition from being Republicans to Democrats, by the way, the party is definitely different. Don't listen to these nincompoops that say it's not. They're lying to you and they're only there for the check. But I do find it interesting. Like there was a big shift from Republicans to Democratic Party during FDR, and that was during the Great Recession. And it's funny, we're just talking about John Johnson, right? So in John Johnson's book, again, you can go watch my book review of John Johnson on my YouTube channel. He actually talks about his mother shifting from the Republican Party to the Democratic Party because of the programs that FDR put in place. And then when you come a little bit further into the 60s, you see another major shift of Black people going into the Democratic Party when LBJ, Lyndon Baines Johnson, signed the Civil Rights Bill and the Voting Rights Act bill as well. So, like, all this stuff needs context. None of it's black and white. And then so, like, when you hear people say, "Well, Frederick Douglass was a Republican," okay, it doesn't matter because the people that were Republicans back during 1865 and beyond are not the same people that are here now. All right, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what they were in the past. It matters what they are now. Oh yeah, how about that? Kirk Keyes just said, "What about the Dixiecrats?" The Dixiecrats were a bunch of Democrats during the 60s again, when LBJ signed those bills that converted to the Republican Party because they were so pissed off at all the desegregation measures being put forward by the government. So, you know, there's a saying in politics, right? No permanent friends, no permanent enemies, only permanent interest. No permanent friends, no permanent enemies, only permanent interest. That's all that matters. So, all right, last question for the night. Kamari, do you know of any stocks that pay daily or weekly dividends? No, I don't. You probably wouldn't want a stock that pays daily or weekly dividends. There are some holdings that pay monthly, though, right? There are some ETFs I know for a fact that pay monthly. Let me see here. Oh, let's see here. Let's see if this is any good. I usually don't like reading other people's stuff. Right, so yeah, so there's a lot of REITs out there. Let's see, trying to pull up the chart. Okay, hold on, let's look at this, y'all. Don't leave just yet. If y'all's about to leave, pull a seat back up, grab some popcorn, and get something to drink. Let's talk about this real quick. Just only a couple more minutes. Only a couple more minutes, y'all. All right, so Angela asked, her question was, Kamari, do you know of any stocks that pay daily or weekly? So no, I don't. But I do know some stocks that pay monthly, and there's some ETFs, again, exchange traded funds, which are just a basket of stocks that will pay dividends monthly as well. All right, so here, first one on the screen, Realty Income, right? They own 7-Eleven. Their market cap is $21.5 billion. Their dividend yield is 4.6%. Not bad. I don't know. Again, these are not investment recommendations. This is not investment advice. All right, so y'all go look this up. Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all something right now. There's a lot of people getting got for their money, getting robbed for their money, but oftentimes they volunteer for the robbery because they won't do the proper research. They won't do the proper education, so they get involved in all these get rich quick schemes. That's all they are. Somebody trying to get rich quick, not provide any value, not do any real work. They just want to sit there, look pretty, look handsome, and collect the check. And that's not life. Now, yeah, there's some things you can do to automate your business or be more savvy about your business and your investing. But listen, there is nothing for free. There's nothing for free. All right. So this company IPO'd in 1994. So I'm not going to go in super deep because I didn't prepare for this. So I'm doing this off the cuff. All right. So LTC Properties, again, that's a REIT. And I want to, yeah. So this first one is a REIT too. I'm sorry for the fast Zoom. But this first one is a REIT. What is a REIT? Real Estate Investment Trust. REIT, Real Estate Investment Trust is a REIT. They tend to pay a higher dividend. They tend to pay a higher dividend because by law, when you are designated as a REIT, again, a Real Estate Investment Trust, you have to pay out a higher percentage of your profits. I want to say it's 90%. You have to pay 90% of your profits out to your investors. So they don't sit on a whole lot of cash. They pay it out to their investors. And some of these things could be a really high clip. All right. So this LTC Properties, I'm guessing it stands for long-term care properties or something like that. But the market value is $1.5 billion and they pay a dividend of $5.9 billion. $5.9 billion. Beautifully flawed. Thanks for joining us. How are you? All right. So next one. Stag Industrial, STAG Industrial. It is a $4.4 billion company. Its dividend yield is 4.8%. All right. Its dividend yield is 4.8%. So just to kind of give y'all that in real numbers and cents. So let's say you put $100 into this. At the end of the day, you can expect a check for roughly $4.80. For every 100 you put in, you would get a check for $4.80. All right, so Stag Industrial is trading right now at $29.73. All right. Dynex Capital. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't tell you what Stag was. What kind of business is Stag? Is it a REIT? Stag is a leader in light. So it's light industrial and logistical property. So it sounds like it is a REIT too. So all of these are REITs, y'all, so far. All right, and I got this article from Kiplinger, so I just Googled it real quick. Again, these are not investment recommendations. This is not investment advice. Before you seek to buy or sell any investments, any stocks, please seek the counsel of an investment and or tax advisor. All right, because past performance of an investment does not indicate future results of that investment. Simply means that just because something did really, really good in the past doesn't mean it's going to continue to do good in the future. And it also doesn't mean that just because something did bad in the future doesn't mean it will continue to do bad going forward. All right. So Dynex Capital is a $417 million company. It pays a dividend of 8.7%. This is a mortgage REIT. All right. So they are in the business of doing mortgages and investing in mortgages. Interesting. All right. Next one on the list. So this is 5 of 11. Main Street Capital. They are worth $2.1 billion. They pay a dividend of 7.6%. 7.6%. And all of these, you know what? I believe, again, all of these pay out monthly. So you can get a check every month. Prospect Capital is a $2.1 billion company. It has a dividend yield of 13.3%. Again, 13.3%. This is a BDC. So a BDC is a business development company, y'all. So a lot of times they'll like offer bridge loans or do that for businesses right? These type loans will not be for your average individual. These are for businesses. They tend to have a higher interest rate. If anybody's into real estate in here, think about hard money. So this is like the hard money for an actual business. All right. Number 7 of 11. 7 of 11. Gladstone Capital Corporation. I hope you all are taking notes. All right. The market value is $278 million. It's really small. Its dividend is 9%, 9% dividend. Now, again, this is not investment recommendations. This is not investment advice. This is not investment strategy. This is for entertainment and educational purposes only. All right. So this looks like it's another BDC as well. Again, a business development company where they offer loans to to businesses at higher rates. Double Line Income Solutions Fund. I'm guessing this is a REIT as well. Okay. Oh, they manage funds. But what kind of funds do they manage? Okay, so they have about 1.7 billion under management. All right, so that's not the same as being a $1.7 billion company. Assets under management are the assets that they manage. And it looks like they have a distribution rate of 11%. So it looks like they pay out about 11% every month of all the money they have. Right, so this is a fund. This looks like this is a closed-end fund. All right, so we are at 9. Cohen and Steers Closed-End Opportunity Fund. I believe Cohen and Steers is in the real estate space. Let's see. This time of year is common for holiday. So this fund is a $326 million fund. It has an 8.7 distribution rate. So it basically distributes about 8.7% of the income that comes into the fund. And I want to say this is real estate. I believe their main money is real estate, but I'm not totally sure. Don't hold me to that. Oh, they are fund of funds. Okay. So they buy other funds. So they buy other funds and they manage the money, and they kind of evaluate the managers of those, and they keep them all in check. Tortoise Essential Asset Income Team Fund. Tortoise has $180 million under management. It's pretty small, actually. Again, a distribution rate of 6.7%. And again, Tortoise is a closed-end fund that is uniquely positioned to do well in 2021. Okay, these are all, again, opinions of this magazine. Has a collection of assets that wouldn't normally expect to see bundled together, though they do have a common theme. The fund invests in tangible, long-lived assets it deems to be essential or indispensable to the modern economy. Tortoise breaks these essential assets into 3 categories: social, sustainable, and energy infrastructure. All right, so that's something else for y'all to look for. So hopefully you all are paying attention and taking notes. Side Sexy, did I lose you? You was keeping notes really good. Jack, the first 3, how you doing? Welcome. All right, and so 11 of 11. Vanguard short-term corporate bond ETF. Vanguard short-term corporate bond ETF. It's got $35 billion in it. Jay Nice's World, how you doing? Welcome. $35 billion in it. All right, so this invests in short-term corporate bonds. So these are bonds that are offered by bigger corporations, and usually pay a bit of a more impressive interest rate. So, Size Sexy 47, you sleepy, huh? So you stop keeping notes. That's not right. Got to be here for the people. I'm just playing. I'm playing. Oh, you work 7 days a week. Man, you sound like me. I thought I had it bad. All right, so Angela, did you get that? Did you keep good notes? Yeah, Stag Industrial was one. Again, these are not investment recommendations, folks. I don't hear nobody saying, Kamari, I brought that time. I listened to your podcast and to your broadcast on YouTube and Facebook, and I brought it and it went down. It sank. That's on you, Jack. I ain't had nothing to do it. Wasn't me. Listen, y'all got to do y'all research. I'm not one of these social media gurus. I do this. And the reason I'm here is because I want to see y'all all do it better. The better you develop an investment mindset, the better you'll be able to develop a business mindset. The better you'll be able to develop a wealth mindset. You need all those things. Now, listen, all of us can't be the master of everything, right? It's okay to lean on other people. However, you do have to have an understanding of the basics. Do you think any billionaire outside of the Silverstone people and outside of the orange head, knucklehead that resides on Black Lives Matters way have a real understanding of finance? Most of them do. Most of them all understand money. If we really want to get to the bag, we got to spend more time studying, not just going for every fad and every phase that passes with the rope. We got to be really serious and astute about what's going on and how things work. So, Miss Angela, you missed a couple. All right, I think Miss Edith got them down. All right, Miss Edith got them. So she got Stag Industrials, Dynex Capital, Main Street Capital, Prospect Capital, Gladstone, Double Line, and Tortoise. And Miss Edith missed one. There was also the Vanguard corporate bond ETF. All right. So listen, share this out with somebody who is looking to increase their financial IQ. I try to make this thing simple, easy, and plain, right? Really put it where the goats can get it so people can understand it. I try not to be super duper technical with y'all, but also keep it real with y'all and not baby y'all all at the same time. So, okay. All right. So don't lean on Miss Edith either. Y'all, somebody's going to have to go back, rewatch this, and make a list. I would appreciate that if somebody could go back, rewatch this, and make a list. So if anybody's up for that, you have my permission. But again, you could also read the article. There's a Kiplinger's. This is from Kiplinger's. This is not mine. Matter of fact, how about I do this? This will make it easy for everyone. Y'all want to see it? Here we go. I just put the link in the chat for everyone. Sorry, my IG people, I can't share it there. Not yet. But I just put the link in the chat. Listen, if you just Google, what did I Google? I will tell you what I Googled. There we go. My bad, y'all. I made a mistake. But let me find, what did I Google to find this? I Googled monthly dividend stocks. That's all I Googled. First search result, 11 best monthly dividend stocks and funds for 2021. Again, 11 best monthly dividend stocks for 2021 by Kiplinger's. There's one from U.S. News and all of that. There's some there for everybody. There's plenty of searches there. But y'all know, I also feel like all this financial media, and I guess you can throw me in a lot as well, is a bunch of financial pornography as well. Because it gives you these things, but a lot of times people don't understand the underlying. They don't understand what's going on. So now I'm thinking about it. I'm not sure. I know, because I told you I'll be traveling, right? I will not be here on Saturday. I just thought about that. I might be here in a couple in between days, but I won't be here on Saturday. I'll be traveling. So this week's Wealthy Conversation is postponed, or maybe I'll sneak one in between now and then. I don't like to miss. It's I got a good rhythm going now. I haven't been this consistent in years, y'all. So I'm trying to keep the consistency up and make sure I do my part in sharing my over 20 years of information with y'all. All right. So listen, again, thank you all. If you haven't listened to the podcast, the Finance Rebel podcast, go listen to it. Just do a Google search. If any of the topics look good to you, just go on in and jump in. By the way, also, if anybody wants to talk about something, right? If you have any suggestions, do me a favor. Text me at 215-974-0058. Again, 215-974-0058. We can get on there and have a great conversation. That is my text community. I don't just want to be able to rely on social media to talk to my people. Y'all, my people. I don't want to just rely on social media to do that. Now, if you don't want to talk to me, I get that too, and I'm not offended. But if you do, if you want to stay in contact with me, build a real relationship, then text me 215-974-0058. All right, folks, everybody have a great night. Again, I appreciate you all for being here. I will be back sometime in the future. But y'all be good. Y'all have a good holiday, and everybody be safe out there.